Tell me when, you know. Here, hold the. It's right there. Hey, if I look, I can't see. Can I see her? I can't. If I look.
She's really proud of you.
Okay, let's go.
Who gives this woman in marriage today?
Her mother does.
Derek and Amy have asked at this time, we're going to have a parental blessing. Please remain standing as the parents are going to have a time of prayer with the bride and groom.
Just thank pray for some wonderful life together and for you to just give them
Please remain standing just for a moment. We're going to have just a brief time of worship. You may be seated. Welcome to this glorious event today. The Garden of Eden, God caused a deep sleep to fall on Adam. And while he slept, God did surgery, extracted a rib, out of which he made the woman. Adam said about the woman, "This is now bone of my bones, flesh of my flesh." Derek and Amy, you are about to enter into a one flesh union. Ephesians 5 alludes to this. Man shall leave his father and mother, be joined to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. This is a great mystery, but I speak concerning Christ and the church. We are members of Christ's body, of his flesh and of his bones. truly a mysterious relationship, one that we will always be mining the depths of. So it is with marriage. It is the most intimate of relationships. In the Garden of Eden, the first husband and wife were, it says, naked and unashamed. Beyond referring to just not having clothes on, it also refers to being completely open, transparent, and vulnerable with no shame. Shame compels one to hide the things that are ugly or wrong or things that we don't like about ourselves. But within the one flesh covenant union, there is safety, freedom. Open your heart to your partner. Be naked and unashamed. It's the mirror image of the freedom that we have with Jesus, to be open, honest. There's three brief phrases I want to share with you today. The first one is covenant partners. Now, Derek, Amy, today you both woke up as engaged. Tomorrow you'll wake up as married, in covenant with one another. We are right now, this beautiful sunny afternoon, in the process of ratifying that covenant. You know, the society that we live in is a victim of confusion when it comes to covenant. They kind of confuse it with the concept of contract. But I don't sense that confusion here today between you. The covenant keeper has made the decision. I will keep my part of the covenant, regardless of whether or not my partner keeps his. And that's Jesus all the time. And that's the bride, the church, in seasons when she feels like maybe Jesus has left her and the north wind is blowing against her. And it's the grace and power of the sealed covenant that keeps us as the bride in the relationship. If you find my beloved, we say, tell him I'm lovesick. We all know that feeling. So you're pledging today to be lifelong covenant keepers. And you may have heard the phrase that it takes God to love God. You know, God himself provides the thirst to make us hungry. Then he provides the drink that satisfies us. And likewise in marriage, it takes God to love your spouse. Not today, but on certain days in the future. My wife and I have discovered over 3+ decades of marriage that there are a few times every now and then where we don't feel a high romantic emotion in the room. And likewise in our union with Jesus, there's times where we don't really feel a nearness, we don't always feel an emotional bonding. This is normal in our Christian walk. It's also normal in marriage. One author describes it like this. She says, both the craving and the satisfaction are equal parts of the gift of intimacy. And she's referring to the longing for God prior to a felt experience. That's just as much a part of loving him as the experience is. And so this is a solid marriage principle. The experience of intimacy and closeness in your marriage will not always be felt, but a part of that experience is longing for that experience. And the second phrase, I want to just share today is a new garden. And I prophesy a new garden here today. There's a verse you may have heard that says, awake, O north wind, and come, O south, blow upon my garden, that its spices may flow out. Let my beloved come to his garden and eat its pleasant fruits. I see fruit over here. And the north and south winds blowing upon the garden really do cause the spices to flow out. So I bless this new garden today. I bless the spices, I bless the fruit that will come forth in the years, Lord tarry, to decades out. Fruits of character, fruits of ministry. Your garden will be unique because you guys are both unique. And your fragrance, your aroma will be unique, a unique aroma. And finally, just the third phrase is a new canvas. Picture of blank canvas. Just the fact that God has chosen to use 2 jars of clay living together to illustrate the picture of Christ and the church. Still amazing me. He throws up a blank canvas, two earthen vessels with all of their life's history become one flesh, and a new portrait begins to be painted. Starting there. Every marriage is meant to be a pointer of sorts, a display of the relationship that will in some way resemble Christ in the church. Earthly marriage, your marriage, is a prophetic picture pointing to the perfect union between Christ and his bride. So you guys have written vows to express your hearts to one another. I believe, Derek, you hopefully have those handy. Derek, you're going to go first.
Maybe I remember early on in our relationship telling you confidently that I wanted to marry you. Well, here we are. Amy, I commit myself to love you with all my heart, mind, eyes, and actions. I will love you as Christ loves the church. I will be there with you in thick and the thin, with whatever life brings. I promise you that I will stay with you, God, to you. I know your heart. You want cards? No, they're...
So Derek, I love you. You're my favorite person in the whole world. And I'm so blessed to be your partner and your friend. And I want to be your friend for life. And I want to be there for you. Even when you're not your best self, I want to love you the same every day. And I want to forgive you completely. I want to be that person who always hopes for the best for you, even though you may not see it. I will not hold your flaws against you, but I will forgive you completely. Derek, I promise to choose to love you every day, regardless of how I feel. As we build a home together, I promise to serve and honor you. I will cultivate peace between us. I look forward to loving Jesus together and wherever he takes us.
The wedding rings are a symbol of the token of the marriage covenant. In the olden days, rings were used as a seal of authority on legal documents, pressing into the hot wax, leaving their impression. And today, these rings signify for us your submission to God's authority over your marriage. These rings are, in a sense, sealing the document today. The ring is also an endless circle, unless broken by some outside force. So it serves as a symbol of your marriage union, which is to continue until broken by death. By choosing to wear these rings today, you are pledging lifelong commitment. Derek, if you take that ring, place it on Amy's finger, and then just repeat after me. With this ring,
This ring.
I be wed.
I be wed.
Evie, you have Derek's finger. Say, with this ring,
With this ring,
I be wed.
I be wed.
Derek and Amy have chosen to use this three-stranded cord today. Used to be in some places they use candles, 2 candles, and they light 1 candle, etc. Different other things are used. I love this symbol they chose today. Verse in Ecclesiastes 4:12 says, though one may be overpowered, 2 can defend themselves. A cord of 3 strands is not quickly broken. So they're going to be braiding these 3 strands together in just a moment, and they're proclaiming that their marriage is more than just a joining together of 2 lives. It's a unity with God as well. And they've chosen to bring God into the center of their marriage, woven into every aspect of it.
You never braided your hair? He said
Well, Derek, because you did such a great job at that, you now get to kiss your bride. So Derek and Amy have chosen as their first act together as a married couple to share communion together. We're going to do it this time.
Yep.
having heard your vows today and witnessed the exchange of these rings, I'm honored to say that this marriage covenant is now enacted and in full force. And I do hereby pronounce you man and wife, and it is also my privilege to present you to your family and friends for the very first time as Mr. and Mrs. Eric and Amy Wagner.
It's too hot to hold.
Please refer to your bulletins for the location of the reception. I'll be taking some photos initially, so it'll be a little while before we get there.
It's easy to quickly recompose this. Rolling video is hard to do. I'm gonna do something. Okay. Oh my gosh. Sorry.
Somebody with a set of keys.
I don't know, it's a terrible place to talk.
You have cable?
I do. I have them in the front, yeah. I have everything except for coolant, but it's whole, I took my coolant, my oil, everything's fine on the car. I think it got overheated or maybe the batteries. I didn't leave any lights on.
Yeah. All the heavy detail stuff. We're just gonna relax the rest of it.
And then he's a pulled off the exit.
We need one of those.
It stops us off the exit 5. You went. So I got out, and then pushing it, and then like this bar, you were just I stopped, and then my family.
We're glad you guys. Now you know about family photos? No. Okay, there's family photos.
Yeah. And then the older man stopped and was like, probably in his late 70s, he stopped and just stood there, like, had his car, like, if you want to get the air conditioning or you want to take something, and I'm like, I don't really do that strangers, but I could tell I could